Nick Hart from Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Boy Band Break.
It's Chris Kirkpatrick here. Shout out to your podcast, Boy Band Break.
Everybody, this is Howie D, and I'm listening to Boy Band Break.
Hi, Ashley Parker Angel here. Huge shout out to the Boy Band Break podcast.
This is Brad from LFO, and you are listening to Boy Band Break.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go! Bam, 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 bam.
Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, I'm Cinzia.
I'm Sofia.
And Lydia, aka Mama Lou, is not here this week, but hopefully we'll be back for a future episode. Who knows? All right, so
maybe for Christmas.
Hopefully before that, but yes. Yeah,
it will be a Christmas miracle. No, she'll be back. I'm sure. We can think of something that can get her to come back too.
It's more of a scheduling thing.
Yeah, we got this. Christmas, I think, maybe.
Okay. Ma'am, it's only October. Please stop talking about Christmas.
Ma'am, October will be ending soon. Look at this. It's already it's going to be mid-October.
Ooh, so I think next week's episode should be hopefully the, whatchamacallit?
98 Degrees album,
98
right?
Degrees album, because that's coming out on the 18th.
Hopefully, so fingers crossed, it doesn't get pushed back again.
It is the 18th. Okay, so technically, when this is airing, it may have already come out. But if it hasn't, we will let you know next week's episode. Also, JC's album is coming out on October 25th. So we might try to do that. That's that Frankenstein. I think it's called Playing with Fire.
I believe, yes. That sounds familiar.
Town song. We got me playing with fire.
Yes, I was like, wow. So like, can Old Town be like, hey, dude, that's our song?
It is what it is.
I'm just kidding.
But maybe it might get some more hits for O-Town if people are looking at Playing with Fire. Maybe that song.
Oh, that's true. So maybe it could be beneficial for both now.
That's true. So we have 2 potential album reviews in the next few weeks that we will maybe doing.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list for the book. We are. Speaking of the list, I don't know if I actually told you this, but I'm going on vacation with my friend Alan.
Yes. When are you going again? What's the day?
The 22nd to the 28th of October. So we definitely will need to record another episode before. So yes.
All right. Let me know. And we
are going to the Dominican Republic.
Yes. Exciting time for you. Exciting.
And it's his first ever all-inclusive resort. He's never been to an all-inclusive before, so it should be fun. So
awesome. I've also never been to an inclusive, I don't believe.
Have you ever been to an all-inclusive?
No.
Basically, because we're poor.
Everything is included, right? It's kind of like the cruise, right? Like things.
So so basically, flight, hotel, obviously, and then transportation to the hotel, and then food and booze are included.
Wonderful.
All inclusive. So like the buffets and stuff, but they also have like specialty restaurants you can go to. Those are normally included as well. It doesn't cost extra for that. So basically,
it was similar to the cruise because the cruise had those kinds of things.
Yes, right. Yes, for sure. Except on the cruise, you don't get your alcohol included. And
right.
You do. We don't really drink that much, so I feel like we'll be a waste of a trip. But whatever. So
you can always give it away to someone.
They can get their own, man. It's unlimited. So there's that, and like they have like nightly shows and stuff. So there's like dancers and things.
Yeah.
Usually they do like pool games or like bingo or other, like there's things to do during the day. If you don't want to just like chill at the beach or whatever.
Or the food is better there in the Dominican.
It's better than Cuba for sure.
Yes, that's what I heard, but
yeah,
don't know.
It's honestly they're trying to make money, so they're not going to have like fucking gourmet stuff. But
true,
it is what it is. Usually,
as long as it's edible and you don't get sick from it.
Exactly, as long as you're not getting sick, that's all matters. So basically, at an all-inclusive, the only things that are extra is like tipping, like the staff and stuff, like the housekeepers and the bartenders and things like that. And then if you do any excursions. We haven't really looked into it yet, but when I went with my family, I want to say 10 or 15 years ago. I'm trying to remember when I was there.
I think 10.
10, I think. I think it was 2014.
Mm.
We went on this one.
Was that when Leslie died, I believe?
Yes.
Because I remember emailing you that she passed.
Yes. I think that's when it was. Yeah. So anyways, we did this one trip, and it was called the Bavaro Runners. So I'm going to see if they still exist. But basically, it was like an all-day excursion. So they pick you up on this like zebra bus, like it's open air bus. And then they take you to like a sugarcane field, and they like cut a piece of sugarcane and let you try it. And they take you to like a place where they make rum and a place where they make chocolate. And you have a lunch. And I think we went to like a cave, maybe. I don't know. I just think it was really funny when we went, because we were like more of a younger, more outgoing group of people. And my grandfather was there, and he doesn't have a lot of movement because he had a stroke and whatever, but he does like his free alcohol. So the guy came and so we got to the one place. So he poured him like a shot of rum, and then literally turned around to go get the ginger ale to put into the thing. And by the time he turned back, the rum was already gone. And he's like, oh God, it's going to be one of those days. So like they had free, and again, I don't really drink
Italian, right? Italian.
It was
love their booze.
But like, and they had this Presidente beer in these giant bottles, and they were passing it around. And like, I'm not a big drinker, but for some reason that day I was like, you know what, let's do it up, man. So we were like, it was so funny because they had all these coolers and stuff. And then we ended up running out of alcohol on our bus. So we had stopped at this one like little village hut thingy, and there was like a little like restaurant you could buy beer. So some of the guys on our bus went to go buy some beer, and like the giant bottles of beer were like $3 or something. So we went there. So this other zebra bus comes with this other group. It's only half full. And these people are just sitting there all prim and proper. Their coolers are like stored under their seats. Like, meanwhile, our coolers were like in the middle, and everyone's like, woo, like whatever. Right. So
you were the party bus.
So it was so funny. So then the tour guide on the other bus was like, is everything okay? Like, did you guys break down? Like, what's going on? And our guy was like, yep, we have a really big problem. And the guy's like, oh, okay, what is it? Like, can I help out? He's like, we're out of booze. And the guy's like, okay. So then he ended up giving us like half of his booze because they didn't drink any of it. And then the guys came back with all these other bottles. And so then it was just like, everyone was very drunk.
You can tell.
It was so funny. And my grandfather obviously didn't have good mobility anyways, because he had a stroke years ago. So so combine that with him being drunk. So we basically had to had a wheelchair, thankfully. We're able to get him back to his room. But
it was like a barrel, right? Like you're carrying him.
Oh my God. It was like the funniest memory, and for sure. And my grandmother hadn't gone on the trip. She stayed at the hotel, and then she wanted to go for dinner. And we're like, no, like, let's go for dinner. She's like, no, I'll wait for your grandfather to wake up. I'm like, he's not waking up, man. He's got to sleep this off. And she was all like, she was so mad. So then I think we went to go check on her at like 11 o'clock at night, and she was still hungry. So we went and got some nachos or something, but it was so funny. I was like,
that's hilarious.
Like, anyway, so I don't know if that tour is still running or not. If it is, that's a really fun one, because besides the drinking and all that stuff, you actually got to see like quite a bit of the Dominican, and they kind of give you kind of history with Haiti as well and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like an interesting, like, kind of take a look at this whole country type thing, because it's a very small island. So
I feel like those bus tours are very convenient and fun.
They're
and it
fun.
shows you everything, right?
It shows you a little bit of everything about their lifestyles. I think we maybe went to a school at one point, and there was like you could give like school supplies to the kids and things like that. Like, so it was kind of like an interesting kind of like all around island tour type thing. So so anyways, those are fun. So if you ever like, and you can usually book those directly from your hotel as well. They'll have like a little excursion desk and stuff. But that's basically, and then if you buy souvenirs, which I don't buy souvenirs anymore because I have a whole bag of keychains that I bought in Cuba like 15 years ago, and they're still like in my room. And I'm like, what am I going to do with these keychains? Probably should give them to people, but yeah. So anyways, fun time.
You do what you can.
You do what you do. Hopefully it's not hurricane season, because like thinking of all the people that in Florida from the
Did you see Tampa's Tropicana Field? The roof came off because of the wind.
Wow. Crazy.
Fair. It's not like an actual roof. I think it was like a
retractable one.
It's like a tarp or something almost. And it was like, I don't think it was very strong. But
yeah, we have a few friends down in Florida, and I've been kind of following them on Facebook, and it seems like for the most part they're okay, nothing too.
Yeah, because I was reading on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, this one is like a 12-inch one, where even if you're at the basement, you can die."
Wow.
Because the other one was like a 3-1 where it's just flooding, and then the other one was like 9 inches, 9 feet. I don't know how they. I think feet. Yeah. And then this one was like 12 feet. I'm like, oh my God. So you have to be like if you were in a building or an apartment building, you have to be like on the 10th floor to survive.
And then you were seeing some of the stuff of like Anderson Cooper being like thrown around.
Oh my God. I don't know if you saw this video.
Yeah.
But there was like a husband and wife or a girlfriend and boyfriend. And the girl was like, why is Anderson Cooper out there? He is going to die. CNN, what are you doing? Oh my God. I didn't mean to laugh, but it was so funny. And then the guy's like, can you not get a helmet for this, man? You get a helmet for your weather people, but you can't afford a helmet for one of your best anchors? Oh my God, it was so funny. I didn't mean to laugh.
No,
I think they were like going on about it, like this man does not deserve to be out here. What is he
everyone's
doing?
like, he's deserved to get drunk on New Year's.
Yes,
thing,
exactly.
Right? So,
yeah. I was just like, oh my God. But yeah, he got hit with debris, and they're like, get him out of there. And then the girl was like dramatics, like, if we see Anderson Cooper die live on TV because of this hurricane, I'm going to write a letter to CNN. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, a letter. Oh my. So yeah.
It was pretty funny. I was like, wow. But he was okay.
Yes.
Everyone is okay, it looks like. Thank God.
My mom's friend, her house lost part of its roof, and the neighbors.
Oh no.
There's been some sort of I think she might have lost it in the first hurricane, and this was the second.
Oh, Hurricane Helene, right? Helen or something like that.
Damage, yeah. So
the one in North Carolina was bad too.
My friend's sister actually got stuck there.
Oh no.
She had flown in for her birthday. A bunch of her friends were all turning 40, so they flew to North Carolina because it was kind of central to where everybody was. They rented like an Airbnb. And so they flew in on like the Thursday morning, and then the Thursday night is when the hurricane came through. And
did they know about it, or they just
I don't think they knew. And the airport was still open when she flew in, so she had bought a rental car. Her other friend had driven and whatever, so I can't remember how many were there, but basically then they lost power and they lost like phone and stuff, so they couldn't get a hold of them for like 24 hours.
Yeah,
had no idea if they were alive or what. So then they ended up climbing, because they were like their Airbnb was like on a mountain, like on a hill, whatever. Anyway, so they ended up climbing up to like the next house, and those people had Starlink.
Yes, I hear about this.
So they were able to use that to like phone for help. So then like because the bridge to where like the road that they were on was like totally washed out. So there was no way
oh my God, it was crazy.
So then the fire department also didn't have phones because it kept like going to answering machine and stuff. So then basically what ended up happening was they were able to finally get a hold of the fire department, and then they were able to come up with ATVs and pick them up and bring them back down the hill. And I don't know if that airport was closed or if they had to drive somewhere else, but yeah, they had to go like,
that's crazy.
Whatever. So yeah, it was a very crazy weekend. So definitely a memorable birthday weekend. So
yes, be safe out there, everyone. Hopefully all the places that were affected are able to get back on their feet. I heard about like in Florida, the VP Kamala Harris was trying to like call the Florida mayor, and then he wouldn't take her call. I was like, so there was like very like, why won't he take her call? Like, this is about the Florida people. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. It was crazy.
I haven't been following any of that.
Yeah, I did on Twitter.
Some memes where Trump was trying to blame the weather on them or something.
Yes, on the Democratic Party. Yes. So apparently the Democratic Party can
move the weather, I guess.
Can move the weather, can make hurricanes happen.
Such a powerful thing they have. Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry. I saw that and I was like, I don't think political things should be said when like people are dying.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, hopefully everybody's okay.
Prayers and everything.
Lance was supposed to do a book signing in Orlando a few days after the hurricane. He has canceled that one. But if you had ordered a pre-signed book, you can still get it and they'll figure it all out and stuff like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get Lance's book either. So Lance also has a Halloween book and it's Trick or Treat on Scary Street, I think.
Is it for children?
Oh, it's for children, yes.
Okay.
Maybe I'll check and see if I can find that book too. And then we can have like a whole like Halloween-y type episode where we do JC's album. And then, okay. I will write it down to
Put it on the list.
Apparently I'm buying a lot of books, basically, is what this kind of looks like. Good thing I got paid today. All right. Anyways, that has
You
nothing
can
to do
always
with
find
anything.
deals, right? These in November usually because it's coming up Christmas. I know it's early, but
You're really on a Christmas thing today.
I enjoy Christmas. I saw the Christmas movies, the list on Hallmark, W Network. They're coming. They're coming October 18th. So
Before Halloween, what the heck?
they always come before Halloween.
That's too funny. There's one with Chad Michael Murphy. What is his name? Murray?
Chad Michael Murray.
And he's like a stripper or something.
I think the tagline was "This is not your grandmother's Christmas movie." So
Yes, so to save their town, they have to have like a male review strip club thing. A Magic Mike type thing. So I don't know. I just saw a lot of.
I don't believe it. I believe it's a Netflix movie, not a Hallmark, because I don't think Hallmark would do that.
That makes more sense. But the three guys that were in the movie last year, was it like the kind of like the three men and a baby type thing?
Yes, 3 men and a baby. It's now 3 men and a boy.
Okay, so and that's
It's coming out in November. I'm so excited for that one. It was one of my favorite ones.
There's also that Taylor Swift looking one.
The one Touchdown. Yes, I can't wait for that one too.
So many. Sophia's got all her Hallmark.
I already got all my favorites ready to go.
Ready to go.
There's 3 from Benjamin Ayers. He's really good as well. I met him last year at his event. I'm excited for those 3 as well.
Excellent. All right. So
Again,
it has nothing to do with this episode. So let's bring it back down to, because I don't know how many minutes we're in, probably about 15.
We're 16:41 in.
16, and we have not made it to the point of this episode.
To be fair, if you have been following us for 6 years, this is what we do. We go on tangents. We go on things that don't really correlate with the episode. It's all good.
People actually plan out their podcasts. We are not those people. So sorry.
We riff, right? What is the word? It's off the cuff. What is it? What is it called? Spontaneous talking. What is it? Go with the flow. I don't know.
All right. So let us move on back to where we need to be. So we are talking about the second and third show that we did that week of Nick Carter.
We're continuing our Nick Carter week.
So we then moved to Niagara Falls and we did, yes.
I'm just showing, sorry, I don't mean to show the meet and greet. I'm just showing the Nick Carter.
You're not showing anything at all? Okay, there you go. All right, sounds good. So basically, let's move. So then, how did we do this?
Do you see my sweater? I'm wearing the sweater. Who am I?
Ooh,
from last year.
Selling that was last year's sweater, right?
That was last year. It was in October last year. They had Halloween stuff, and this I pre-ordered the Halloween, a couple of things, and this I got refunded on the Halloween stuff, but I was able to get this sweater. The reason why I was refunded on that was I pre-ordered on the first day. You were able to get it. Then they said you will get it the week of the 19th to the 21st. The 19th and the 21st came. I did not get it. Then I emailed, and I was told you will be refunded because they are all sold out. And then I asked, how does that happen?
How can you be sold out of a pre-order?
How does that happen? If I pre-ordered on the first day, I think because I'm from Canada, the Americans take priority.
Probably.
But I was like, but I wanted this. I think it was like a Nick O'Lantern like shirt or whatever it was. He had like I don't know. It was like a black one. I think it was very nice. I was like, oh, I want this one. So I thought, okay, let's get that one and something else and this sweater. But now he doesn't have it on.
No, he doesn't. Anyways, well, here you go. If you do want to go check out some Nick merch and you're not going to the shows, you can just go to nickcarter.com And they have a few different ones. So these are the pullover hoodies. There's white, there's camo, there's
Yes,
pink.
at least they refunded me, I guess. But I was like, okay, well, that sucks because I wanted that Halloween. The whole point of this was to get the Halloween stuff. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, sorry about that. I just had to share that.
No, all good. They got some Superman stuff.
I would probably have bought the NTV if they had like the face on it.
I wonder if they,
you know, in the VIP, he has the face NTV
with all the colors. I like this.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's cute. But I don't really.
What was
do
the one
t-shirts.
up? Sorry, can you move up a little bit more? Sorry. Oh yes, the N. Remember we did the Superman for one of our.
I didn't even realize that was a logo that he had on his website. That's funny. So it's like the Superman logo with an N inside instead of an S.
Yeah.
There's a couple with faces. They got some tote bags, some mugs, mouse pad apparently.
Yes, when you went, the Nick Carter website was first. Sorry, when Nick Carter .net, because it was .net before .com. The first thing that you got was a mouse pad.
Okay.
Because so that was like the gift that you got if you went on the website.
Fair enough.
They had like 2 tiers.
So there's a lot of clearance items. There's this ugly, weird eye patch that he's been selling since the All American tour, or is it before All American?
I'm Taking Off.
Maybe it was I'm Taking Off, but yeah, it's really ugly. But it's $1 if you want it. So there you go.
That's probably why it's $1 because it's ugly.
The Demolition tee, Nick Carter Demolition, is $6.99 right now, so that's a pretty good deal. There's Nick Smith's, that's cute. So it's
he's doing Christmas
Nick's
too.
My fave. Yeah, so there you go. So there's some stuff going on there. But yeah. Anyways,
yeah, when you first signed up for the website, you would get like a poster or a mouse pad or something.
Mm-hmm. I got the blue T-shirt, and that's my favorite Nick Carter merch.
I also got the blue T-shirt. My favorite memory of that is when you were looking for it and you had it on, and I said the one you're wearing.
And I was just like, where did that shirt go? And you guys were like, what shirt? I'm like, the blue one with Nick's face on it. Sophia's like, the one you're wearing? And I was like, what? And I'm like, yep. So yeah, I'm special, guys. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. Let's move along to
it's all good.
Sorry, let's move along to the Friday. What did we do? So you and G came.
We didn't do much. We didn't get a VIP for Friday, so we took our time. We enjoyed ourselves. We got ready.
I decided the last minute. I was like, okay, I can't not do another VIP event.
Right.
And Nick had announced these listening parties. And on paper, it sounded like basically the exact same thing as the meet and greet. Because the meet and greet, you said you got 3 sound check songs and
a Q&A.
And that's literally exactly what the listening party said as well. And they were the same price. But the listening parties went on sale after people had already bought the VIPs.
Yes.
And we were talking in our previous couple episodes ago how you were like, it's probably going to be crap, whatever. And I was just like, I feel like I got to take a chance on this listening party because.
Did I say it was crap?
You said that people were saying that it's a bad idea.
Oh, okay. Yes. People were saying it, but not me.
People were saying it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to and I was like,
although to be fair, because he canceled, I was like,
and he had also canceled the Monday one. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Screw it.
Then when on Friday he canceled too, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
So I bought mine like Thursday night and I was like, okay, whatever. So I did it. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, oh, okay, I got to check what time I need to be there. So on Friday, when I went to go look what time I needed to be there, it was changed to Saturday. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we don't need to rush on thing because Sofia and G were coming from Mississauga, Toronto area. So
can I say for Monday, they didn't send the email for the VIP until 10 a.m. for the meet and greet VIP.
Yeah.
For mine.
It was like an hour before but
the listening party, they didn't even get it until 9:51. And then they got a cancellation email.
Yeah, so the regular VIPs, us, on Monday, they didn't send us the information. Everyone's like, hey, like it's tomorrow.
I
And they're like,
literally
"Oh, it's
didn't get it till 10 a.m. and I had to
Yeah.
email them.
I emailed them too. Do you know when I got my response?
You
Would you
told me,
like-
I think 5, right? You told me 5 p.m.
5:41 p.m. after the VIP was already done is when they told us what time that we needed to be there, which was 4. I was like, why are you responding now when I messaged you last night? I was just like,
And then I guess because I emailed, then I got it everywhere. Email, text message. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that you're sending everything now, but like I got it already.
if you don't get the email, there's also like a place you can go on the website that's like shows which artist it is and what time all the check-ins and where the check-ins are. They did not update that. They only had the sound check, like the listening party, but not the actual VIP. So, and then they canceled it. So then they had nothing. And we're like, are you not? So we just assumed based on other VIPs that it would be around 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we definitely did. They didn't post it until like the afternoon, right? When did you get the information?
For the meet and greet, I got it at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I didn't get it at all. I don't know
Yeah,
why
that-
I didn't get
yeah.
the email.
But
I was
and
like,
then
what the
because
hell?
I guess I was like emailing them. Yeah, like I said, they sent it everywhere. I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Just like some organization, but you know.
And then on for the Saturday one, I got it the night before. I got it like Thursday. So
Okay.
they're like, yes, let's send it to her so she doesn't email again for this day.
On the plus side though, because Friday and Saturday were at the same venue,
Yes.
it was very easy for them to be like, okay, now we're gonna give the information for Friday, we'll give it for Saturday as well.
Yes.
So anyway, so sorry, I think they actually changed the VIP the listening party from Friday to Saturday. It was after I bought it,
Mm.
because when I bought it, it still said Friday, but I think it was actually the Thursday night they had said
Oh,
it. So
okay.
anyways, whatever. So I just found, I'm like, oh, because I was just like, I need to be there early. Sophia and G aren't coming. So I'm like, do I drive, do the listening party and drive back or whatever? But then it ended up being moved to Saturday. So I was like, okay, well, that works. We'll figure it out. So anyway, so because we had like a luxuriously slow, we didn't have to be there until the concert was at 8, I believe.
8.
Yes. So
The
we're
doors
just like,
open at
okay.
7.
Then I had to like stop at my workplace and drop something off and pick something up. So
Yeah.
the fun part is that I have 3 key cards because we had 3 different offices. One office doesn't work anymore. So instead of taking the key card for the office we no longer have out of my wallet, I left that one in there and did not have my St. Catherine's key card, which was super fun because it was the afternoon. So our receptionist was gone. And I was like, okay, do I have any of the announcers' phone numbers? So I was trying to figure that out. And then Aiko just happened to be walking by.
I was
so
like, oh,
okay.
there's somebody. And
There's
then,
Aiko from 105.7. So she let me in. She's like, oh, hey, I was just walking by because I had sent her a message and she didn't even look at it. So I was like, cool. So anyway, so we got in, dropped stuff, whatever, picked up some random tickets for Cicada Fest that had nothing to do with anything. And we're just like, okay.
and we got
and then-
the snack booster juice. I used one this week. Very good.
Yes. So we had, I had to pick up
I'm sorry, I was not supposed to say that. My apologies.
things for,
I was a
Yeah, I
winner.
I had to pick up some stuff for a winner and I had to drop off like milk. I don't know why I was about to say cheese. I did not drop off cheese, milk and cream for like the office for coffee and stuff. So it was kind of like whatever. So anyway, so then we continued on. We got some McDonald's because it's Monopoly and we wanted to see if we won anything, which we did not win anything.
They had like, I had like 2 of the same, and then I tried to give it away, but you had that one already.
Yes, the popular pieces. Anyway, so we got to Niagara Falls. We checked in at the hotel. I dropped the girls off. I went to go park at the casino, which was across the street. We did a Hotwire secret hotel, and we did not get the quality in that we got last year because I went up half a star, and I'm like, this seems like it'll be the quality in again, which was a little shady and full of bugs.
It was a little shady,
So this one,
but we
ended up
survived
at
it.
the Wyndham Hotel.
Yeah, it was
I
nice.
have no problem what hotel we stayed at. We slept on the streets of New York. We don't care.
Oh, I had no problem either. But like when someone's like, "Oh, there's bugs," and they're like freaking out, I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to support them because at least they have somebody there on their side.
Anyways, this hotel did not have bugs. It was very lovely.
Yes.
Got it for an okay price, definitely cheaper than the other hotels. So, and we parked at the casino, and my friend's mom has one of those cards, so we didn't have to pay for parking. So, beautiful. And our hotel connected to the casino with,
The path,
yes, not a tunnel, a bridge, I guess.
a bridge. Yeah, bridge is a good word.
Things. Then we didn't have to like go outside, so that was good. So for that show, I was sitting with my friend Leslie. And then there was some issues getting the tickets and stuff. And then Sophia and G were sitting separate areas.
I got on the right side, floor right, row 8, seat 8.
So there you go. So that was up against the wall then?
I was up against the wall, but that was fine because I feel like he came over on that side a lot and I still got some good interaction. Not as much, obviously, as Toronto because it was in center, but I feel like he looked my way a few times.
Yes. I ended up buying
Although someone was in my seat when I got there. And I was like, sorry, this is seat 8, row 8. You're in my seat. So she was nice enough to get up, obviously. But then she was like, somebody was sitting in her seat. And the guy in front of me and I were like, yeah, but you got to tell them to get up. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to sit together, but like still, like, why don't you ask her, is it okay to be in the seat?
Yeah.
Like, don't just take her seat.
That happened to some other people too, that just random people join their row and she's like, this is my seat. Like,
yeah, like
row.
a little bit courteous, like be courteous or be,
people are weird. I have no idea. So I'll tell
she sat like beside me, but then I guess like the girls beside me on the other side of her were like being mean. And then she left like
but it was for
5 songs into the show.
She find a better spot or?
I don't know where she went.
People are nuts. So we ended up being, I think it was like 6th row on the left. And there was only 2 people in our row and there was like a whole empty row. But then Leslie went to go say hi to her and G was on, I didn't know where she was. So then so if you go to the OLG stage, I believe it's the first 4 rows.
Yes, I think you're allowed 4 or 5 rows. Yes,
first 4 or 5 rows, you're allowed to like go up to the stage. It has like a bigger area for people to be, like a GA type thing. But obviously, there's seats. For the Avalon Theater where Nick played, only the front row people are allowed to be in the front row. Which I get it, whatever. But like, so we tried to get a bit.
I
closer.
did notice on the second show there was security where the aisle was because in the first show there everyone went up. And I guess they saw and they're like, nope, not on Saturday. We're not doing that.
Like yes. So anyways, we ended up like trying to get closer, but then they kicked us back. So we just somebody else like, oh, these are our seats. So we just went to the next row behind because there was nobody there. So I don't know if those people had moved or what. And then all of a sudden I feel like this person like grabbing my shoulder and shaking. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I turned around and it was G. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But we were on the aisle. So it was like good because you can kind of like, yes, they wouldn't let you stay in the aisle, but at least you could like move around a bit. You didn't feel as constricted.
Yeah, that's always a good thing when you can move around and dance and enjoy yourself.
And it was fun because we were like that. So it ended up being like me, Leslie, and G. And then somehow G ended up moving up beside me and Leslie was behind her, I guess because she's taller. I don't really know. But it was just like, so it was like a fun, like whatever. Kind of got some interaction, but not a lot. Like I just feel like he would look and then look. You know how he used to do that thing where he would not like.
He'd be like allergic. Remember he was like, he's allergic to us looking our way.
Just like look and then move his head. Like, I don't know. It was just like, okay, cool. So like, maybe I don't know, but we were like we were having a good time. We were having fun. A good time. We were singing, we were dancing, we were doing stuff. The interesting thing about a casino crowd is there's always people there that are not specifically there for the artist, and they just because they're high rollers and they get free
There
tickets.
were a lot of people who sat down.
So they sit down or they don't know the songs or whatever. There was this man beside G who looked miserable, so miserable. He looked like he was going to murder someone. He was just like, but he had a friggin' lanyard. So he did the meet and greet and he was with his wife and his son. And then the next day we saw him again in line getting a meet and greet and he was the friggin' front of the line. And I was just like,
oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even.
What is this miserable man?
Did you guys point him out? I didn't see him.
Yeah. So it was just like, G and I were like, what the heck? But anyway, so maybe he just has RBF. Maybe he was having a good time, but he just looked miserable. I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe the VIP is better than the concert because he doesn't want to like.
Who knows?
We
were like,
I don't know.
We were singing along. A lot of people were.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a good mix of like drunk people, older people who didn't know him, and then like a few of us that were like, woo! Like so. Yes, we had fun.
I don't know. My section was singing along. They were great.
Yeah.
I
That was
was,
good.
I was loving life. We're having a good time.
Security definitely were not letting us go up. And then
Yeah.
this girl went from like the second row to the first row. So she like jumped over the seat in the middle and they didn't see her or whatever. But I think that's what caused them to do wristbands for the second day. But like,
Oh my
it
God.
wasn't
And then,
crazy. It
like,
wasn't
two of the
people-
security on the Saturday were like, I don't know, it was like they're almost like linked up in arms, and they're like, nope, you're not going there.
It's funny. Oh man. But whatever, it was fine. So yeah, so that show was good. It was a good show. Afterwards, what the heck did we do afterwards?
Didn't we
ran
go
into-
eat? We ate, didn't we?
Yes, we went to Lucky's restaurant, which is the restaurant that's very close to the fountain
Mm.
there.
The
And
kissing hand go is
yes, she had like they changed the
blowing a
theme of
kiss
the
or whatever. Yeah.
She was like blowing leaves and stuff.
Or something
Anyways,
like that.
in the past, we've seen other boy banders go there for the bar. So we've seen like the O-Town
O-Town,
guys,
yeah.
LFO, and
Chris
went
Kirkpatrick.
there. Yeah. So like we know that they kind of come to that area. So we're like, oh, maybe they'll come, maybe they won't. So we were just eating food.
I feel like, or like, I think our thinking was we're always go by it. We
never
stand by
actually-
there. We walk by there, but we never go in it. So today,
we're hungry,
today
so
on
why not?
Friday, let's go in it.
Yeah. So we did that. We were not on the bar side. We were on the other side. And it's funny because then we saw Mike. So I'm sorry. I feel like we keep referring to Mike and maybe people don't know who he is. If you're not a
Mike is
Nick
Nick's
fan.
bodyguard.
So Nick's bodyguard, Mike, lovely guy,
Yeah.
love him. Anyways, he was just kind of like wandering back and forth, and we're like, okay. So we're like, is Nick coming? We don't. So he didn't. But like Justin, who is Nick's photographer, like for meet and greets and stuff like that, and then Chloe were there, so they were kind of.
Chloe's the fan that's helping them.
She's helping out and stuff like that. So, so they were all kind of like at the bar. We were on the other
Yes,
side.
they all came eventually there.
Yes. So we were just kind of like, whatever, doing our thing. So we had the food was okay. The salad had way too much dressing. And I thought that it was like a salad soup almost. It was kind of gross, but I ate all the toppings of the salad, but not really a salad. And we got
Then we got
feta
the
dip,
red pepper sauce and bread.
red pepper feta dip, which was okay. I make better one, but
I think because it was like different, right? We usually don't get that. We get the guac. So we're like, let's try a different.
try something else. And I was like,
Yeah.
it was okay. So then I
The
don't even
chicken
remember.
pot pie wasn't bad. I think because I ate too much
She
of
was like, I
the.
need chicken pot pie. And she was very like insistent on this chicken pot pie.
I
and
was like, oh,
didn't
this sounds great. This sounds delicious. And then I guess because I was hungry and I ate like too much of the red pepper sauce one, I was like, oh, maybe it's not that great. And then because I ate only half of it. And then I think also like the salad was also kind of like what you're describing for yours.
Yeah.
But I was eating it because I was hungry.
hungry and it cost.
And then I think at one point it was I was like, it was calling to me. And then I was like, hang up the phone. I didn't want to hear.
God, that was the funniest thing. We were dying because G's like, Sophia, I thought this was calling to you. And she's like, hang up. And then oh my God, it was so funny.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so that was that night because then we went to go see because Leslie was leaving because she was going to Ottawa, so she wasn't coming for
Yes.
the second show.
And then
So
she
we went
saw her friend from the UK and then she came to the bar.
Yeah. So then we were like hanging out and talking to them for a bit. Said bye to Chloe and them, and then yeah, so basically that was kind of what that was that. So we went back. Did we actually make it back to the hotel? And then we were just like, let's go to 7-Eleven. No,
After
because
we
while
thought
we were
to go to
sitting
Taco
there,
Bell because you said it was a free
it
taco.
was free taco day. Like you got
Yeah.
a free taco. It was like some sort of special taco day. And we're like, crap, we're eating this overly priced crappy food when we could be eating cheap.
But then
Taco
we were
Bell.
like, it's okay, it's free. It's fine.
We're like, we have space for a free taco. But then I was looking up the Taco Bells in the area, and one of them was closing in 10 minutes. So we definitely wouldn't have made it. And the other one was closing in like an hour. So we almost made it, but we had went to go say bye to Leslie, and then we ended up chatting for a very long time.
And then
And they
I
were
think
like-
at one point I was like, oh, I wish there was a 7-Eleven because in Toronto there's only like 1 or 2 left.
And then we're like, oh yeah. I'm like, there's a 7-Eleven near this Taco Bell. So
And
let's
we're
go.
like,
So
yes,
then-
let's go get a slushie.
So then we went to go leave. Thanks again for Alan's mom's card.
Yes, thank you, Alan's mom's card.
Every time. But anyways, as we were like going, we realized, oh crap, the Taco Bell, the second Taco Bell is going to be closed because it closes at like midnight, and it was like 11:52 or something. We're like, ugh. So we're like, okay, we'll just go to the 7-Eleven instead. So we went to 7-Eleven. I was going to get taquitos, but there was confusion, a lot of weirdos around the taquitos. Wasn't
Yeah,
sure
I
if
think
they
it
were
was going to take like 15 minutes to make new ones, and we don't have time for that.
You know, but I got time for that. So we just got ourselves some slushies. We got some pretzels and stuff.
We got some water.
We got water, which was good because we knew we'd be thirsty in the morning and stuff. So we did that. So then we went back to the hotel. Everything was good.
We ate our slushies. We
Sophia got candy. That was really weird. I've never seen that candy before in my life.
It was called wire candy.
Yeah, it's like colorful, and then it has like.
Oh, it tasted okay.
Yeah.
I think I just was like, let me just have a little of this candy.
Yes. So basically, yes. So then we got back. Then we're like, okay, let's go to sleep. Blah, blah, blah. And then, did we have IHOP the next day? That day, or was
the next day we had IHOP because we were talking about you had to go at 12:45 to check in for your listening party.
So originally the listening parties were scheduled for like 10:45 a.m. But then when it got moved to the Saturday, it was 12:45. So I was like, okay. So
the reason he canceled Friday was because he was coming back from Vegas.
Yes,
and something to do with the plane. I think the plane was like coming in late, so that's why he postponed it to Saturday.
Because I would assume if he's coming from Vegas, he probably flew into Toronto, which is like 2 hours and then whatever. So it wasn't going to work out timing wise for him to make the listening party. So that's why it got moved to the Saturday because the flights didn't work. So we're like, okay, whatever. So then we're eating at the IHOP, and then because we had to check out of the hotel because we only got the hotel for the one night because we're cheap and we weren't staying because we knew Nick was going to go to Ottawa.
Yes.
On Saturday night, he wasn't going to stay. So we're like, why are we hanging out at this hotel when we can just go back to my house for free? So we're like, okay. So we ended up, we did IHOP. And then while we were there, I was like, man, I really wish I had a raccoon because earlier in the week,
we didn't say it in the first episode.
Yes.
Damn it.
Now we're saying it now. So basically.
Okay, so the context.
Let me see if I can find it on his.
Amanda and her friends asked, said like, I hope Nick is in a good mood. And I said, he is in a good mood because he saw a raccoon and took a video of it and posted on Instagram. And then I showed them the video of his post. And they started laughing and I'm like, yep, I guess he's in a good mood.
Basically, when he was in Toronto.
You guys had just come up when I was showing them the video.
So so this raccoon kind of tried to get into the venue and he thought it was like the funniest thing ever. So then he was on Breakfast Television? Yeah,
Breakfast Television the next day and they did a follow-up.
So he was already back in Vegas. So then he was like talking about this raccoon because Rick Campanelli was talking with him about it. And then he was like, oh, if this raccoon, he was talking about like, if the raccoon comes to the Niagara Falls, he's like, they're like, oh, you're too bad you're gone. He's like, if he comes to the Niagara Falls show, he can have free VIP. So I was like, I want free VIP because for the meet and greet. So
obviously, right? Who doesn't want free?
Find a raccoon for this listening party and try to get, I'm like, it's not going to work, but let's try anyways. So then we're like, where the hell are we going to get a raccoon stuffy? And she's like, some gift shop. I'm like, I feel like the tourist are just going to have like beavers and moose or whatever. So we decided we would go to Walmart. They have every other fucking animal, but no raccoons. So
they even had a squirrel, I think we saw. Or was that Dollarama?
No, they had squirrels.
Yeah.
So then we're like, what the hell? So we ended up going to Dollarama. And now I'm like running out of time because we need to get to this venue.
Yeah, I think it was like 12:10 or something.
I was like, I gotta be back because I need to like whatever. The venue was not too far from the hotel, which was not a big deal. But anyway, so then we ended up going and we're like looking through the Dollarama aisles and we like see like these fucking dog toys. There's one raccoon thing and it's like a raccoon head and then like a rubber like weird body and then like a tail. And we're like, this is kind of dumb, but also
this is the only thing that's there, so might as well get it.
So then I almost didn't go, and then I was like, fuck it, let's just get it. And then we're going to get some signs because I feel like I need love at this concert, and I feel like we keep getting missed out. So we need to distract this man with bright colored signs was my thought process. So we bought those and the bold marker of boldness. And then I dropped Sofia and G off at the hotel because they were going to go, at the casino because you guys were going to check to see if he had left the hotel. Did you guys end up doing that or no?
No.
Okay. So anyway,
he took a lead. We saw him on the live and I'm like, we're not waiting half an hour for him to get out of this hotel. I'm sorry.
So basically, we were at the event. So I met up with some other friends at the event, the listening party, which was, it was at a cafe, Mate Cafe. I don't know what it is. Whatever. I was like, I feel like I just basically only know like Stanley Avenue, and I'm like, oh, wherever the GPS takes me, whatever. So I ended up, there was like a random farmer's market happening at this cafe as well. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we're waiting and we're like, is this fucker going to be here anytime soon? And then we all got the notifications on our phone that he's live. And we're like, that's interesting that he's live. And then we're like, oh, look, he's still at the hotel. He is not here. And he's like, oh,
He literally said in his live, I have to be at my listening party in 8 minutes. I have to leave now. And he
like,
didn't
I need
leave.
to leave now. But then he didn't. And then we're like, sorry.
And then he brought on an artist for the one of the LA shows, I think it was.
Yeah, so yeah, like one of his opening acts for like one of the new artists and stuff.
And I was like, buddy, people are waiting for you. And then I don't think he got there till like 1:30.
He came late. I'll tell you about that. So that was pretty funny. So anyway, so we're all like, oh my God, this clown is still live. It's going to be like another half an hour or whatever. So we weren't even like really paying attention. And then
you said there was food, right? You got food.
So then the line starts moving. And we're like, the line's moving. What the fuck is happening here? Where did I put my pictures here? Let me scroll through. Was this the... Oh, hold on. We haven't shared any of these things. Let me just quick share.
Sorry, I'm just going to sneeze. One second.
Yep. Okay. So this is a story for another day. This gentleman, this guy's name is Sean Nixon. We ran into him before the Friday show. From my youth, teenage years, he's a bit of a scammer. He's been in jail. Lots of things happen. We're not going to get into that.
Remember, we're going to talk about this story later.
Yes, but whatever. So there's our friend Christina and her husband. There's Leslie and Grace and everybody. So all of their friends. So this was after the show on the Friday. So that's that.
That was, by Lucky's.
Yep. And this is the dip that we had that was filling and also not good. There was Sofia with her thing. There was G had fish and chips. Sofia had the chicken pot pie. I had some salad that had really good candied pecans, but that was basically look how much dressing is on this salad. Anyways, has nothing to do with anything. There's my friend Dave. I ended up giving him some tickets for something. So then he was there. Oh my God. So we were at breakfast. I got a bendy straw and I was so excited because it was a plastic bendy straw. I'm like, oh my God.
I saw that you got it. I was like, yes, I'm going to get one too.
So Sofia opens her straw and it's a paper straw. So she was all pissed off that she had that. But I was like, woohoo, I have a bendy straw. I'm great. So they're just random pictures of our IHOP food, bowl of fruit. So yes, this is waiting at the thing. So yeah, so we get to so as we're like watching Nick's live and not really paying attention, I noticed the line starts moving and we're like, what the fuck? So like Justin and Mike and Chloe were all at the event. So they were like checking us in while Nick was at the hotel by himself. We're like, oh, okay. So like, apparently you don't need his bodyguard to guard his body, but whatever. So they actually had food at this listening party. So it was like croissants and the chocolate croissant was good. What the hell are these things called? Cinnamon buns. They had like a charcuterie board. They had cookies. They had some sandwiches and they had some cakes. So we're like, all right, that's a pretty good deal. I did post this. Okay, so.
But you did it after the event.
Yes. So basically, what ended up happening? So I'm just gonna share this for a second. So we're all at the event. So while we're there, we're all checked in. We're kind of sitting there. They said you can get any drink you want. So they're like, people were getting coffees and lattes and shit like that. But there was only one chick running the bar and her supervisor kind of came. And then there was a bathroom attached. So I went, but then I couldn't come back out because they locked the door. So like random people couldn't come in. So I had to like go around. Mike's like, I'm like, my dude, my purse is over there. And he's like, okay, come in. So we're just like waiting for Nick to arrive at this point. And then like, you can see that Mike is like contacting him with his phone and stuff. And then like whatever. So they're kind of whatever. So at this point, we're all kind of checked in. They had given us these slips of paper And they're telling us that the envelope is for when the listening party actually starts. You have to write your name on it and you have to put your phone in there. And then Chloe was going to collect them because they can't record, like, because these are unreleased songs. He
did say that on the live.
So yeah, so they're like, so whatever. So we're like, okay, whatever. And we're just like chit-chatting. And now I see Mike and Justin have both gone outside to different parts. So I don't know what Justin's doing, but Mike is standing in front waiting for Nick's Uber to come and pick him up. So he's just like waiting and whatever. And then I'm like, okay. And you could see he's kind of getting annoyed. Like, where the hell is he? And I think Justin and him were talking. Does Nick not come in through the other door?
Where Justin left?
So like, I'm like, Mike is still outside and we're just like, what is he doing? And I was like,
so nobody told him that
nobody told him that Nick was already inside.
Oh.
So like, there he is. And there was like a cop lady there too. Yeah. So he was there's Mike there, but oh my God, it was so funny because like Nick is inside just like waltzing and then like Chloe's getting him something to drink. And then like, I'm looking out the window and Mike's just like, where the hell is this guy? Like looking around. I don't know if he has like a Life 360 or something on his phone. And I think he was like trying to like figure out where the hell Nick was. And I was like, is someone going to tell Mike that Nick's already inside? And then he
not see him. Are they close by or no?
So like this cafe had all glass windows like all around it, right? But he was like facing the other way. And then I think Justin ended up going to tell him that he was inside. He's like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you tell me when you arrived? Like, holy shit, it was so
Oh my God. Can I just say Mike was like the MVP of this tour because Mike had all these roles.
Yes. So
he did everything.
Okay, so basically what ended up happening at this point is that Nick kind of came in and he just kind of did like a really quick like walk, not like selfies or anything, but he did like a really quick like walk through like, hey, like, because it was kind of like an L-shaped cafe. And then the bar was like the barista lady was here. So so I'm like two people to the front of the line. So it's this girl, one girl, and then me. So then Nick kind of comes up and she's like, hey, you could have my spot, like to order your drink or whatever, right? And then I go, sir, there's a line. You need to get to the back of the line. And he's like, oh. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, what do you think you're special? You get special privileges? And she's like, I let him come in front of me. I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever. But it was just like, I was like, sir, like, and I was just kind of like not punching him, kind of like a like he was like, it was like this girl was between us. And then I was just like kind of like,
you have like a what? Are you really saying this to me kind of look?
Because it seemed like she was more like, oh my God, Nick is here. And I was just like, sir, get to the back of the line, like whatever, kind of like punching him in the arm. I don't think I actually punched him in the arm, but it was kind of like a, hey, what are you doing? So we're like, and then Mike finally realized that Nick was inside at this point. And then they were like, whatever. So then the barista was all like, oh, I'll make you whatever, like a cappuccino. I can't remember what the heck he was having. Had some sort of drink. And she's like, I got to make his drink first. We're like, okay. And then the girl was like talking. I'm like, did your husband get a
privileges? Come on, when you're in
a celebrity. But it was like really funny because then I also, by the way, nobody took any of the brie. So I took like a third of the brie and I just like yanked it. I was like, yes. But it was because there was no utensils to grab.
It's good.
Just like, fuck, I should have taken more of the brie. I would have eaten more. They had like, I was like, yeah. So anyway, so because the sandwich was gross that I had, but anyway, so Nick kind of
can't all be winners.
So he kind of walks around, whatever. And then this girl's like she like shook his hand, like the barista. She was always like, oh, it's just
oh my God, it's like a Hallmark movie all over again.
It was very like cute. And I was like, oh, this is cute. Because she was like very like stressed about him. So anyway, so then I'm just
a celebrity, like, right?
Like, he doesn't know. Getting cookies. Anyway, so then he kind of like goes to like, there was two chairs because him and Zoo were there. I guess Zoo must have come with Nick now that I think about it, because I don't think he was there before.
So was Zoo acting like a bodyguard?
Not really, because everybody was just like chilling. Because like most of the people, I recognized a lot of the faces in this one. So there was a lot of familiar faces here. So, but yeah, nobody was really like losing their minds. Like, oh my God, like everyone was chill because we're like eating food. Some of them didn't even notice that he had walked in at this point. Like, it was like basically nice. So he kind of like goes to the thing and he's like, oh, let's do a live. And then I'm just like, okay. So I'm like,
So that's why I was like, oh, he's doing a live, even though he said no phones
no
allowed.
phones or anything.
But then I guess that makes sense because he wasn't doing the unreleased
doing-
songs. He was just doing the singing. I got it.
I think he did 3 songs.
He did As Long As You Love Me.
Yes.
And then
I did record that. So that is up on our YouTube page. Let me see if I can. He did, let's see. I don't know what the first one was, but he did Free Falling, which is a good.
Oh, that's good. He hasn't done that one in a while.
He did Larger Than Life, and he did Quit Playing Games.
Oh.
So I do have a few videos. So I believe, did he end up saving that live or no?
He might have.
I don't know if it was saved.
I don't remember.
But basically,
it might be on YouTube because usually if it's live, he puts it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So if he didn't, I got you covered, guys. So basically, Justin was like crouching down. So like you can take pictures and stuff during this part, but when we actually get to the listening party, you can't. So Justin was crouching down in front of me, and I was kind of off to the side. I'm like, fuck this. I'm just going to stand in front of them because I was waiting for my drink. And the lady's like, oh, I don't want to disturb Nick right now. So I can't make you your drink till later because it's too loud. And I was like, I'm getting hot chocolate, but okay, sure. Very loud. So anyway, I was like, okay. So I was just kind of like standing behind Justin. So Justin was crouched down. So I had like a pretty good view.
Yes, we heard you. We heard you on the live.
I can't remember what he said. Something about Made for Us. Was that what I was saying?
Yes, you said there was no opening act, but if you have time,
whatever,
you can add Made for Us on there.
Basically, yes. So basically, I was like shit talking, and I was just like,
so basically, Made for Us is the theme of this weekend.
So then I was just like, well, since you don't have an opening act, you got some time to fill. So maybe you can add Made for Us back into the rotation or something. And he's like, you guys really like that song? We're like, yep. Mm-hmm. So
like one of our favorites. Yes.
Yes. So it was pretty entertaining if he did not perform that. So anyway, so he did his little songs or whatever. And then afterwards, so after they did that, then the live, so then they're like, okay, now everybody has to hand in their phones or whatever. So they went around. So we put our phones. I don't know what the hell I did. I like ripped the envelope. I'm just like a complete idiot. Don't know what I was doing. Anyway, so she has all the phones.
Did they explain what you need to do or?
So then at this point, because they said, oh, you can like vote, but they're like, but you can't have your phones out. So we're going to give you a piece of paper.
Yes, he said this on the live as well.
Yeah, so the paper.
But what he said was he would rip the paper and then he would put it in like little boxes. I think that's what he said. And then he will find out that way. But I was like, I don't know if that's going to work, buddy.
So basically, I'll show you the paper.
I don't know. He said a lot of things on that live. And then I don't know if he actually
didn't really know what was going on.
Nobody knew really.
So basically, probably shouldn't be showing this because it has my name on it. I don't know if this is supposed to be shown or not, but I'm sure other people put pictures out. So
when you told us that, we saw it on Twitter. Somebody had already tweeted it out.
Oh, someone had already tweeted it. Okay, fine. Yeah. So basically, it was from ranking of 1 to 10 of how, like, if you did it or didn't like the song. So the songs he had on there was Made for Us, Never Break My Heart, Not Again, Nothing Without Your Love, Other Side of Love, Outlaw, Phantoms, Storm, Superman, Hurts to Love You, Broken Hearts Club, Dirty Laundry, Don't Let Go, Hey Kid, and I Tried. And then at the bottom it says, if you can only pick one favorite, what would it be? So I'm going to stop sharing this for a second because
can I just say, he did a lot of lives like during the few months before this. And he shared some of the songs I think that are on that list. But I don't recall which ones they are. So, and then I remember like on Twitter, he would post it and then he would take it away.
Yes. So that's his thing. So then
it would be a while. Like, I don't remember.
So even though he had all those songs on there, we did not do all those songs. But he did play 9 songs in total.
9? Okay. That's pretty good.
That was pretty good. So
it seemed like it was like an hour and a half.
It was pretty long. Like he played like the full song. He was not just playing a clip. So he had this like speaker unit there and he had his phone and then sometimes it wasn't working because of the Dropbox or whatever. So basically he said, I'm not going to play all the songs. The ones you've heard before, you already know the song. So just whatever. And I'm like, okay, but we don't know all the song. He did not do Made for Us. He didn't do Never Break
I'm
My Heart.
guessing that's what he means. Like Made for Us, you know that song.
Yes, but Never Break My Heart, Not Again.
Yeah, we know that one.
Love. Do we know Other Side of Love?
No, that one we don't know. But the one before that we knew.
Yeah. Outlaw.
Mm-mm.
Superman, we know. Hurts to Love You, we know.
So I think that's what he means by that.
Broken Hearts Club.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
Hey
when he
Kid
posted it on Twitter, he doesn't say the song names. He's just like, here, listen to this.
clip. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what
And
the
then
song
Hey
is.
Kid, we didn't know. So what he ended up doing was Nothing Without Your Love. So I gave that kind of like a 7.5, 8. The second song was I Tried, and it was kind of more like a country, had a bit of a country vibe to it. So I gave that an
Would
8.
you say it was
but
like
then
drowning? Because they describe it drowning as country.
a little bit, yeah. I think that's the one he wrote was Zoo, but I can't remember. So I kind of gave it an 8, but then I bumped it up to a 9. The third song he did was Phantoms, which he released last Halloween, I believe. I'm not a fan of that song. It's like a video gamey one.
Yes, I remember that one. With the monsters? No, that was monsters.
I think I gave that a 6.
Yeah.
Then he wrote Don't Let Go, and that's kind of like a song that he wrote for his kids. It was okay. I gave it a 7. Then he did Dirty Laundry, which I gave a 6 just because it's a cover, and he loves that song. It's okay. Like, I don't know. Then he did Storm. So it was written Storm, but it's actually Storms with an S.
So they don't care about spelling?
They don't care about spelling. I gave that one a 9. It actually had some cool sound effects of actual storms and stuff.
Ooh.
The problem is that where I was sitting, I couldn't hear things that well. Like I could and I couldn't, right? Because I was at the back of the room. And I hate when I don't have lyrics. And I feel like my hearing is kind of like a bit of hearing loss anyways from all the concerts I've been to as a kid. But anyway, so I thought that one kind of cool vibe. Then he decided, oh, instead of just using this list, let me just add some additional songs that aren't even on the list. So the next song he said,
I feel like that's him. He does that.
so it's either called, and then he also wasn't saying the name. We're like, sir, you need to say the name so we know what fucking song this is. So then he was like starting to do that. So then the next song was, it's either called I'll Take You With Me or just Take You With Me. I'm not really sure. That one I really liked apparently because I gave it a 10. And the only other song I gave a 10 was Made for Us. So I was like, okay, so don't really recall what the song was about, but I thought it was really good. Then song number 8 was Just Like You Like It, which sounds familiar to me.
It sounds familiar to me too.
But I don't think it's the song that I thought it was. I think it's a new one. So
he might have played it on Twitter and he took it away after, maybe.
Oh, so I gave that one an 8.
It's hard to know because he didn't say the song name.
Right. And then the last song, so he did 9 songs. So the last song he said was Not Another Boy Band Song. It was kind of weird. I wasn't really sure. He said it was, oh, this one's a bit of a weird one. I wasn't really sure how I felt about that one. I gave it like a 7.
So when he says not another boy band song, what does that mean? Like not a pop
I don't know.
song?
Like, are you being against boy band songs? Like, and I couldn't really hear the lyrics. And it was like, I was just like, it was okay. It was not that great. But yeah, Take You With Me, loved. Made for Us, loved. Storms, I gave Hurts to Love You a 9, even though that song makes you cry every time. And I Tried, I thought was good. So overall, so yeah, it was good. So then after, oh my God, it was so funny. Halfway during the listening party, somebody's phone went off. Like they had an alarm and it wouldn't turn off. So we're like sitting near where the phones are. We were fucking dying. And this girl's like, I think that's my phone. So she was like running over to like get it. So Chloe had to like find the phone and then give it to her so she could turn it off. It was pretty funny. Oh yeah, it was so funny because then Mike was like, we need your phones in here. Nobody can record anything because if any of this leaks, it's unreleased. So then that song is dead and we cannot use that song. And like he was giving you the lowdown. He's like, if anybody has a second phone, the second phone also needs to go in there. So I'm like, what if I have a third phone? And they were just like making like stupid jokes. And then
Did you get in trouble for that too?
No, it was funny. But like the thing is, like, I know I'm fucking addicted to my phone. Like I know it. and it's bad. Like, but I'm like constantly, I normally have it stored in my tit, and I like want to take it out, and I'm like grabbing my tit, and I'm like, where's my phone? And I was like, right, it's in this stupid envelope. And then like something funny would happen. I'm like, oh, I got to text people and tell them. Like, I can't text people because I don't have a phone. Or like he said something, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I feel like I need to Google this. And I'm like, I can't Google it because I don't have a phone. Like, so this experiment of literally it was like an hour, not even, has made me realize that I could never be on Big Brother because you are not allowed to have a phone. And I was like, what would I do without a phone for 30, 60, whatever days? Like, I'm sure you eventually get used to it, but I'm like, oh, this is difficult. Like, I need to tell people, like, and then God, what the hell? There was something, I can't even remember what the hell it was, but there was either a joke I was making or something was being said. So I was like trying to tell people, but it's loud because of the listening party. So then I was like trying to tell Diane because she was sitting nearby, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, what? I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, and then I'm like taking, so at this point, I like go to take a bite of the croissant, and she's like, ma'am, this is a listening party, not a talking party. And holy shit, I started choking on this fucking croissant. And I was like, it was so fun. And then our other friends were like, what did you say? What did you say? So she had to keep repeating it. I was like, see, if we had a phone, we could just write this message and not like.
Oh God, that's funny.
It was like so ridiculous. And my other favorite part is as I was like watching, sorry, at the beginning when Nick was still there, I was still kind of, before I went to behind Justin to film, I was starting out and I could see him in the background and I'm like, I don't even know where the hell we are. And I looked, and where he was like singing and walking, I looked and it said Mints, and I was like, holy shit, this is the Peppermints strip club is behind where we are. So you remember for Pam, I think it was Pam's bachelorette.
Mm-hmm.
We went to that strip club.
Yep.
This cafe is across from the strip club. So I was like, this is
Oh my God.
hilarious. Because if anyone's never been to Niagara Falls, Peppermints Mints is like this strip club that's like been there for God knows how many years, decades. So on the top floor, it's girls. So guys and girls can watch the girls dance, but in the basement, it's just dudes dancing. So only girls can go to the basement. I don't know if they've changed the rules in the last 20 years, but that's what it was. But it was just like, this is really funny that we're like at a cafe outside of a strip club. But it was interesting. Has nothing to do with anything. So anyway, so then after we did all this, we're like, are we handing these like sheets in? And they're like, no, we're going to send you a survey. And they had also sent us a survey already before. And we're like, because it's like, what songs are you looking forward to hearing? And then it had all these songs and you had to rank them. And I'm like, I've not heard half of these songs, so how can I rank it? So I never put my response in. And then because he ended up adding extra songs, did I not? Why? Oh, I thought for some reason I thought I was sharing this picture. Because he ended up adding the extra songs, they had to send it out, so it took a few days for it to like go through or whatever. But yeah. So, anyways,
what were the extra songs? Or you already said them?
The extra songs was "I'll Take You With Me," "Just Like You Like It," and not another boy band song. So who knows? At this present time, there has not been any other listening parties. I don't know if the Edmonton one still was a go. They did end up canceling the Ottawa listening party as well. So, but it was
that one in Edmonton the only ones left, or he had more?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me check the website. So if you can go to a listening party, I definitely suggest you do, because it is a lot of fun. And it's definitely more time than like a meet and greet. Let's check the events. Oh, I guess Edmonton was today, so that's gone from there. Okay, so this would, by the time this episode airs, this will be in the past. So the next listening party is supposed to be October 16th at Burlington, Washington. And then on October 29th in Cerritos, California is also one. And then November 3rd in Red Bank, New Jersey. And then November 9th in Uncasville, I don't know how to pronounce that, Connecticut. And then
some of these places I've never heard of. And I was like, where do we find them?
I don't know. November 12th, Montreal, Quebec. That one will be packed for sure, because I know the Montreal fans love Nick. And then November 16th in Las Vegas is the last one. So yeah, if you can go to a listening party, they are a lot of fun. They do provide food because I was like, there better be food at this event. Because remember when he did the lunches and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah. The afternoon delight.
Yes, the afternoon. That's a terrible name. Yeah. So anyways, so it was a lot of fun. So anyways, after that, then we were walking around to go get our picture taken. So it was basically like form the line, go get your picture taken, and then leave and pick up your cell phone and whatever. And they told us to keep the papers because then they were going to send us a survey afterwards. So like, okay. So as we're walking up, I was like, do I take this stupid raccoon out or not? Like, it's a friggin' dog toy. Like, this looks so stupid. And then they're like, eh. And I'm like, you know what? I spent money on it. At least it's a conversation piece. So I like pulled off the stupid tag. So we're like standing in line. And I'm like, oh God, this is gonna look so stupid. But I was like, whatever. So then I'm gonna shoot my shot and try to get
you
myself.
You already like committed to it. You bought it. You
committed to it. I have no other idea.
Yeah, there's no stopping you now.
There's no stopping. So anyway, so as we're like walking up, I looked out the window again and saw peppermints, and I started laughing again. I go, you guys know that's a strip club, right? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is a strip club. So I'm explaining to like Mike and Justin. Well, just that this is a strip club. And then Nick's like, what? I'm like, it's a strip club. And he's like, what? And I'm like, okay. And then I go, yes. And then then Mike was like, what the hell is that? I was just like, yes, I was told that if the raccoon from Toronto came to the Niagara show, that they would get a free VIP. And Mike's like, uh-huh. And I'm like, so here is the raccoon. And they're like, this is not the same raccoon. And I was like, you don't know for a fact it's not the same raccoon. I thought it was just open to any raccoon that wanted to come. And Mike's like, no. Like, so, and Nick's like, that's hilarious, whatever. So I go to take a picture. I'm like, whatever, give him a hug. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to do I want to do like a huggy picture with this raccoon. So we did. So this one was much cuter picture. I thought I had covered up the raccoon body, but I guess not. So I was originally holding the raccoon in my hand, but then when Nick like hugged over, then I'm like, I guess I just got to move my hand. So now we're like cradling this raccoon.
Oh, it's like you're a family. It's so cute. You're like a little family, a raccoon little family.
He had his like cheek on my head, and it was very cute. So I was like,
oh, this is one of the cutest pictures. Love it.
But I don't care because it is a cute picture. So anyways, really like it, and it was fun. So then I tried one more time. I'm like, are you sure I can't get a free VIP with this raccoon? And Mike's like, no. I'm like, okay, fine. But like in a joking way, but also a no.
Right.
So then I was like, do you want this? And Nick's like, is it it's a dog toy, isn't it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I do. And then he took it from me and he like whipped it at Mike, and he's like,
that is so funny.
Hey, Mike. And he's like, what the fuck? Like they were only like 2 feet apart, so it was not like very far. Mike did catch the raccoon, but I was just like, all right, one less thing for me to carry, because I was gonna bring it for you guys so that G could have it for the thing, but I was like, whatever, it is what it is. But it turned out it didn't really matter. So then we kind of left and went back. Did I meet up with you guys, or you guys?
So it didn't matter because we went to a Laugh and Giggles store at Clifton Hill.
Okay.
And we found a raccoon. Yeah, an actual raccoon stuffy. And we asked one of the workers there just to make sure, because we're like, this looks like a raccoon, but you never know, right? Because we thought another thing looked like a raccoon, but it really wasn't. So the worker there was like, yes, it's a raccoon. So once we got the okay that it was, G bought it. And she's like, yes, I'm going to do this for my picture. I'm like, yeah, fantastic. And then we met up, and then we showed you the raccoon, and then G asked you, is it okay that she does this raccoon for her VIP? You said yes. Yeah.
I said, of course.
And then we waited in the line because we also got a VIP for Saturday, the same one as Friday, as I'm sharing with you now. Yes. The same lanyard.
Excellent. I have your picture. Do you want me to show that, or talk about how your VIP went? So you went in. So we were waiting, and then you guys went in.
Oh, okay, yeah, we waited in the line,
and it was with Nikki and G.
Yes, and then Mike and Justin came up. They did the same thing. They checked us in. I didn't realize Mike was behind me, so he's like, "Hey, watch out!" And I look back, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were there. I thought you had already like moved back already." And he's like,
"Funny part is,
he's like, don't worry, I was just joking." And then we're like, "Ha ha ha!" We were like laughing, yeah.
So he's like, have your phones out. So everybody had their phones out with their like ticket, right? Like this.
The
So then
barcode.
yeah, with their code so they could be scanned in for the. So I'm just like standing there without a phone, just my hand open like this. And then he's like scanning everybody. And he gets to my hand and he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, are you sure my raccoon can't get a free? They're like, no free VIP.
And then I think at one point Justin was like, oh, does she not get one? And then he's like, no.
He's like, no. I'm like,
And then I think
hey,
he did
Justin,
it
if you
again.
want to.
And then I think like they were counting how many we got. And then we're like, are you sure you don't get one too? And then I think he was like, yes, she doesn't get one either. So
like,
I
damn it,
guess because
Marty.
you were at everything that he thought like maybe you were also there.
That almost happened to us once in Quebec. Remember, we had like
Yes.
a regular VIP, and I was making some joke about how we should have like an actual higher. And then Justin almost gave it to us, and then Eddie's like, "No, they don't have that one." I was like, "Son of a bitch!" I was like, "I feel like if Justin is alone, we could probably."
Yeah.
It's obviously it's not fair to everybody else who actually pays money, but
nobody would know unless we share that
how would they
information.
know? But yes, no, I did not get a free VIP for my $4 dog toy. So anyways, yeah. So then you guys all kind of went inside, and then I was just like, what do I do with my life? And then
So didn't you like do something like, or everyone was gone? I thought you, honestly, I thought you went to the food court. I thought you would go to the food
I
court.
went outside. I took a picture by the falls. Hold on. I took a picture beside the falls and I was like, look at me. Oh, this is so nice. Let me call some people. Who's available? And then literally every single person I called ignored my phone call. So I was like, all of my friends are in the VIP and all of my non-Nick friends are just ignoring my calls. And then these birds are about to attack me. I'm going to die. There's like, okay, they're little birds, but I have a fear of birds. So yeah. So
Yes, even in Toronto on Monday there was birds there, and it flew up into the roof, and you're like, ah, and I was like, oh no, don't hurt Cinzia.
To your, did you take pictures in here for the VIP? So this is, yes. I guess this is your VIP.
Yes.
And then
keep going up.
Okay. So I think that's the first concert. Oh, this was us. This is the bridge that we took to the casino.
Second leg.
It was raining. I don't know why we were being dramatic like this, but yes. This is what Sofia was talking about, lady blowing. Yes.
Something to do, I guess. You know, we like to have fun pictures.
That's a video, so I can drop that. But basically, yeah. So that was the Friday.
Okay, yeah, and then
Friday cannot speak. Friday night show.
Okay, that's Friday. Sorry, yes, and then Saturday you could tell, he's wearing a shirt, the blue anime shirt, I believe. Yes, right there. Yeah.
Yes, he was wearing like a Naruto shirt.
Yes. So yeah, so they took this in. We did line by line for the seating. We got third row. G, me, and Nikki were sitting beside each other in the third row. He had, like I said, like on the Monday, he did a lot of questions again. Oh my God!
Yeah, so
I think Jody asked Nick, "How do you do it? I am so tired after doing so many shows and." Being in the car, driving from show to show, how do you do it? And then I guess I was like channeling Cinzia because I was like, this man has a driver on a bus.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, and I was like, what am I doing? Why am I talking? Yeah, and then and then he answered. What did he say? He was like. Some days like I don't want to talk to people, but I have energy. I'm like, he's like a rambunctious person, or like he just like all over the place. He likes doing things. Some days he has bad days like everyone else, but usually he's upbeat. Some days like if he doesn't want to talk to people, he just won't talk to them. And then a few times he's like, don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with anyone. It's just he has space to himself, that kind of thing. So that was pretty funny because I was like, why am I talking? Let him answer the question. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. What's the other one he said?
Didn't he see
he
Nick?
asked us
Yeah.
who didn't come to yesterday's VIP. And then, or who's this the first time that a VIP that you came? And then everyone put their hand up. And then he was like, oh, so a lot of newbies here. And then Nikki and I were like offended and we're like, newbies? I wouldn't say newbies. And then Nikki's like, wow, really? I don't think so. And then G was like, oh, that's harsh. Like, we're like, what? Why are we being offended? It's not like, it wasn't anything,
you weren't
right?
here the day before.
But I was like, oh, I get, because I didn't put my hand up because I was like, yeah, I didn't come to the VIP, but I've been to other VIPs.
It's a cute picture.
So technically I'm not a newbie, but
then is that the time when he saw Nikki?
yes. And then he was like, hey, Nikki. And then at first he was like, hey, girl, but we didn't know who he was talking to. So we all looked back. We thought he was somebody else. And then he's like, hey, Nikki. And then I was like, oh, it's you. And then he's like, oh, that's me. Because she's like, oh, that's me. And I was like, oh, it's you. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. And then what else? Oh, and then he saw. So I opened the sign that you gave me.
Oh yeah,
I think he saw it because then he's like, okay, I'm gonna do the song for you guys. So I'm guessing he saw it, but then I closed it up.
Yes. So
because I assume he saw it, right? Because then why else is he doing Made for Us unless somebody?
Basically, we said add Made for Us.
Yes.
And I was like, and then Sophia's like, yeah, I don't want to hold this sign. I was like, take it in with you. And she's like, okay. So I like made her take the sign.
And then like nobody's like helping the situation, right? So then I was like, how am I supposed to even like bring this up? So then I just opened the sign, and then I'm assuming he saw it.
Sophia did not hear the song.
No, I heard I think I just heard like one note of it, like, but you're like surprised. I think it was like surprised that that's actually worked. Like it worked. The sign actually worked, right? So I think that was just shocked, and I was like, what? And then I guess I heard the second note, and I was like, oh my god! And then I opened the sign again, and I was like, yes, this is because of me. Yes, I don't know if it was. I'm assuming yes, it was. And then Nikki's like, yes, it was because of you. I'm like, okay, I'll take it, whatever. Even if it wasn't because of me, I'll open
the sign. Yeah, so
I feel like he saw the sign and then he was like, okay, I'm going to do this song. That's fine.
So then he said he was going to add it to the set list, did he not?
He said he was going to add it after As Long As You Love Me.
He's like, I'm going to bring back the song. You guys really like the song. Blah, 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 blah.
Obviously, people just say things to appease you because they don't want to do it.
So,
I love Mike. Mike also said he would come back and take a selfie with us, but he did not. But it's okay. We already have a photo with Mike from before.
Waiting to get in then?
So this was us in the line after the sound check.
After the sound check, waiting to take your picture?
Yes. So let me just say, okay, so he did the questions. He did 3 songs. He did Made for Us. I feel like he did Help Me Again. He really loves Help Me. Who doesn't? I also enjoy Help Me. Yeah, so after he did the songs and the Q&A, we all lined up again. It was row by row. We walked to the back. He took us to another room area to take photos. And then at one point, Nick was trying to scare Mike. Yeah. And then Mike has like a sixth sense about these things. So he knew Nick was coming and was not able to scare Mike. And then Nick went over to the other side on the right side where the seats were and just waited for the fans to go by because there was no other way to go to that room. Yeah. And then when I saw Mike, I was like, hey, Mike, you really have a lot of roles in this tour. You're doing everything. You're giving him his mic stand. When he takes off his jacket, you're taking it from him. You're taping the set list on the stage. And then he's like, shh. I'm like, you're doing everything, Mike. You're the MVP. Like, I really said it. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing it all. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. There's no like set list on the stage yet. I'm like, you got to get to that as well.
Get on it, Mike. What the hell? Make sure you
Yeah. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So then after we lined up, then he came. Then Mike was like to Nick, you can come. You can walk with me. I'll walk you to where the room is. It was really funny.
And no one is freaking out or anything.
No one is freaking out. He's just over there, whatever. So then him and Mike walked by, and I was like, "Hey, Nick, thanks so much for adding Made for Us to the set list." And then he like laughed and like pointed and was like, "Yeah." So maybe he would just laugh because he's like, "Haha, sucker! I just said that."
Who knows? Who knows?
Right? But he was like, "Haha, yes, haha." And then so you don't always believe people. Yep. So then we waited in the line. Then G went before me. She did a really fun picture with her raccoon.
I actually saw it. Let me see if I can find it.
It's in the messenger that we sent you.
Yes, I did see it.
Nick in Niagara.
1 second. Okay, we'll keep talking and I'll.
Okay, Nick in Niagara. She told him, "Can you do a scary face that you're scared of this raccoon?" And he's like, "I don't think you want to see that." And she's like, "Yeah, I do. This is for the picture. Let's do it." So then they did a picture. It's really good. It came out really well. I thought they were all well done.
This is so
She's
funny.
still looking for the picture. It could possibly be on G's Instagram as well.
I know, but I couldn't find G's Instagram, so this is just
okay.
slowly loading.
It's in the Nick Messenger. It could be the fifth
I see
one.
yours. Yep, there it is. I got it.
Okay, I just kept talking just so you could show it. That's all. And she still hasn't put it there yet.
Yeah, so funny.
It's so great.
He's like,
this is the best. Yeah, it's really turned out very well.
Raccoon is attacking G. G looks fantastic. This is a great picture. She's
yeah, this is really good.
Nick, I don't know. It's like a
and then I think she gave it to him as well because I think he wanted it. So then he kept that one as well. And then after they were done, I guess I was like very excited at this point because like he's doing Made for Us. I'm very excited. Like, I don't know.
So I'm and then like waiting there. They come out like they're like wait. And then he's like, "Come on." So I was like, "Yes." And then I gave him a hug. I was like, "Can we do a huggy pick?" He just, "Yes, of course." So we do a huggy pick. At first I was like, "Oh, am I blinking?" Because sometimes it's hard to like look at the camera. And sure.
Just keep staring because I'm like, Justin, hurry up, take a photo. And then I usually ask Justin, like, did it turn out well? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. But this time I didn't ask him.
And I was
like, hey, I'm trusting you, Justin. And they turned out so well.
That's a really cute picture. It's like,
so, yeah. And I wore the Nick Carter sweater from last year. There you go. Very cute. And then Nikki's turned out very well as well.
Oh, I didn't even see Nikki's. Hold on.
At first, I think he was like, they were holding hands.
Okay.
Or something.
Was Nikki last or was she before?
Yeah, Nikki was after me.
I see it. I will share this tab instead.
And then
new picture. Yeah, you can too.
Yeah. So they were all commenting that she wasn't wearing a Kevin shirt because usually when she goes to like his VIPs, she wears Kevin shirts. So this time they're like, "Oh wow!" And then he's like, "No, I don't want to do that. Let's do a huggy pick." So he's the one that came up with the huggy pick for her.
And this is tag Kevin, right?
Yes.
You need to tag Kevin
and say to him, "See, she loves me too," or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, Nick.
So then after this, we're like so giddy, we're excited. Like it was a fun sound check. We made for us it's happening, right? Like apparently
I'm waiting outside. They come rushing. I'm like,
I was like, I did it. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And then I was like telling Cinzia, I channeled you. Because usually like when Chins and I are together, we like verbal diarrhea. And then I guess because Cinzia wasn't there to do verbal diarrhea with me, I was like, yes, I'm saying all the things for both of us. It was very entertaining.
Yep.
And then, so then we told like Cinzia what happened. And then it was happening. And then I think we went out for dinner afterwards.
Yeah, we went out for dinner. So we went and we had, it was TGI Fridays because it was like
TGI Fridays, yes. We couldn't make a decision. So I was like, let's just go there.
So we got like a spin dip.
That's a classic for us.
I got this chicken with cheese. It was literally chicken on top of cheese. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess. Nikki got a quesadilla.
That's G.
G got chicken fingers, and Sophia got a pasta.
I got like a fettuccine with chicken. It was so good with what's it called?
Parmesan.
I got Parmesan, but what's that? Not lobster. What's the other one? Lobster and
scallop.
Not crab. The other one.
Scallop, shrimp.
Shrimp. There you go. Shrimp. There was shrimp with the chicken. Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, very fancy.
Yeah.
So then we ended up going to the concert. We ended up running into our friends Pam and Rochelle. Who
they were already drunk by the time they came. It was fantastic.
They definitely were already drunk.
I was like, Rochelle is very loud. She's not usually loud. I was like, you're having a great time. Great to see you.
It was like a mom's night out. They haven't been out in a while. So yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was very nice.
Yeah. And then just kind of like Nick concert. Afterwards, we ran into some of our other friends. They were there, and this random woman came up to me. So like Kyla, oh my god, I can't remember.
I was like, we're not even in Hamilton, and people know you.
Yeah, so it's so funny. So this lady, so we're like done. We're like, okay, let's go eat like Tim Hortons or something. So as we're walking, this lady's like, "Hi, are you Maria's daughter, Cinzia?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And she's like, "Okay." And I think they had gone on a trip together a couple years ago.
Yeah, Italy or something, right?
I was like, all right, time to take a selfie to give to my mom. And then, yeah, so that was funny.
Did she remember her?
Yeah, my mom did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
so I was like, you remember so-and-so? And she's like, I don't know. And then I showed the picture. Like, oh, yeah. So like, it was pretty funny because, you know,
because we're like, oh, you're not even in Hamilton and people know you.
And then I took this and then I realized Sophia's in front of me. So she's not in the picture. So I tried to get
this is a hilarious photo. Because really, I ruined the photo right now.
So funny. So then we ended up driving back to Hamilton, and then G ended up driving Nikki and Sophia to like a subway station in Toronto. So they could go
Kipling
home.
Station. Oh, we didn't talk about the sign for the concert. Or are we going to talk about it?
So anyways, so we're
okay. So we're very excited because we're like, okay, it's gonna happen. Like we're very upbeat about this. You know, made for us gonna happen. So we go through the whole show, and then
we had other signs to try to get.
We had other signs. I feel like he saw the signs.
I don't know.
Cinzia doesn't think so, but I feel like he gave us some love, especially the sphincter sign. He did.
Yes. Oh, he did. Yes. Okay. So I just feel like. Going into the show, I already had post-concert depression because I was just like, this is the last show, like whatever. And then we were like fourth row up against a wall. Like again, fourth row is not a terrible place to be, but I was
he comes on that side, so it was like perfect spot. I thought it was perfect.
Could be sitting anywhere else. And then I like put myself in check and I looked and I saw like all the other seats. So I was like, people have worse seats than us, but I'm just like, I feel like, and our row was full, like it was fully full. So I was like, I felt like I couldn't like dance as much. Like I did, don't get me wrong. I definitely did, but it was not as like when I was on the aisle, at least you have a little bit of the aisle you can go here. But now I'm just like stuck here because the person beside Sophia is like right beside Sophia. So I was just like,
so I think I was also like churned because I was like, okay, like this girl is not moving over. So
yeah, it was just like it was a very full row. So.
But I still had a good time singing along.
The seats in Avalon are really close together and they're not bolted to the floor because it's like a carpeted floor that they switch up the way that the seats are all the time. But I feel like it was very narrow and I'm like, oh, it was just like annoying. But we had some signs and we were throwing them up and I guess he saw some of them. Sophia.
I feel like he saw a majority, but Cinzia doesn't have the same
I feel like we were in love, which is fine, whatever, not. But I just felt like
I feel like if he saw me in the 8th row, he saw us in the 4th row. Okay, maybe not a lot of times in the 8th row, but come on.
He wasn't really like actually singing to it. I feel like a couple of times he did, but also it was just like, okay, whatever. Guys, I'm a concert snob. I need interaction.
I don't know. I think because on Monday I got lots of attention, I was like, whatever. At least I got some.
And I feel like the people behind us also didn't know the songs. So we were singing in like our movement and stuff.
So I feel like because he saw us singing, he came to our side a lot.
Yeah.
I think it helps that you're into the show.
Right, exactly. So it was fun. We were singing along. I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this show. I'm not going to film anything. And then I was like, oh, I should film a song. And then, of course, I filmed I Need You Tonight. So now I had all 3 shows without knowing that I had done that. So that's on our YouTube page.
Yeah. So then As Long As You Love Me,
No,
I think it was the song
Working It Out.
before that. So it was Quit Playing Games that he told Zoo, not made for us.
Had we already put the sign up at that point?
No.
We hadn't.
No.
And okay, so I think because we
maybe then we put the sign up and then he said to Zoo, no, made for us.
I remember when it happened.
So it was Quit Playing Games. I know.
I feel like he did it after we put because we waited because we knew the encore was about to happen. So it was before the encore.
So I think it was Quit Playing Games, and maybe we put the sign up, and then I said no because he said he's going to do it. So why put the sign up?
Playing Games, and then As Long As You Love Me.
Yes.
And then it goes to the encore.
But I think maybe we reminded him, and he's like, then that's when he was like,
we had put up the sign saying ad made for us. So then he looked at the sign.
Yeah, and then he told Zoo
this. He went like this, like
but before that,
smiled.
he went to Zoo and said, "Not made for us." Like I literally saw him mouth, "Not made for us."
I can't remember if it was before or after the sign, but I feel like it was around the same time. So I heard can't do made for us, and I was just like, is he saying he can or he can't? But I think the sign reminded him, so I think it was after the sign.
Okay, I feel like I didn't know if you put it up. Maybe that's why.
Because and
then I looked and I thought, oh, you did. Okay, maybe that's why.
He smiled. He's like, yeah. So it might have been before, and he said it, and then that's what inspired me to put up the sign. And then he was
yes, I feel like that's the turn of events.
Maybe that was it. He's like, I can't do made for us, or I'm not doing made for us. Or
I think he said to Zoo, no made for us. Or
I heard made for us because he was not saying that into the microphone.
Yeah, I saw him like I feel like his mouth was like not made for us.
Yes. So then I was just like, what the hell? So we had
then Cinzia and I looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, why would he say he's doing it and then he doesn't do it?
So we had the sign up and then he did the eye thing. Like,
then he did the eye thing to you.
He smiled and I was like, okay, so maybe he is doing made for us. I don't know. Cause all I heard about made for us. I'm like, did he say he's not doing it? Like, I don't know.
And then I said, it looked like he mouthed not made for us.
Cause it looked like he was doing like made for us. Like, no, we're cutting it. Right.
Yeah.
It's cut made for us.
Cause in the soundtrack, he said, okay, we'll add it after As Long As You Love Me.
Yeah. So he was going to
And then he said no.
So we're just like,
I don't know if it was like logistics of time because it was coming to close to 10 or 9:45 or something.
He didn't have.
I don't know. I don't know what his thought process was. I know. I don't know what his thought process is. Why he didn't do it. Why he likes taking songs out that fans love. I don't know.
I don't know this man
because in the other tour that he did with Sean Desmond. He also didn't play that one. Love Can Wait or whatever it was.
I think.
Huh?
But yeah, I think so. Can I just say though that
and I love him. Don't get me wrong. Like he's my favorite, right? Yeah. He has become my favorite because he's awesome. And I have had great experiences. But when a man tells you he's going to do this song, you're like, okay, you're excited. He even like laughed and was like, yes, we're gonna do it.
But I have to say though, I feel like, did you feel that during this show, Nick was a little more emotional?
Yes.
Because he does this one speech at one point before Superman. And he says some stuff like whatever. But I feel like at the second Niagara show, he said something. And I remember turning to you and being like, oh, that's new. That seems a little more...
He said he's been going through a lot these days, and I really appreciate you sticking by me, something like that. And coming to the shows and enjoying yourselves and that kind of thing.
So yeah, so
there was one part of it that I was like, oh, he did.
It was a lot more like serious and emotional than he had in the other days, and I was just like, oh.
And then he's like, listen to the lyrics. Because it really shows like what I'm going through.
And was that Superman or was that a different?
It was Superman.
So like, yeah, he got very like, yeah, it was weird. And I feel like the regular, like people who had just, this was their first show, I don't think they caught on that.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't really say, does he say like, listen to the lyrics? I don't think so. I don't think he said that before.
I don't know, but like in the Toronto, like he basically, his little like spiel in between is basically the same between songs. Like this is what he's going to say, whatever.
Yeah.
But I specifically remember it like sounding different. I was just like, is he okay? Like,
yeah, he was very more like appreciative, I guess, because it's the last show in Ontario. So he was probably like,
I don't know. It was interesting. I was just,
I don't know.
No,
I was like, oh, okay. Well, we appreciate you, Nick. We love you. We got you, like we said.
Yeah, it's like we got you. Like, because I wish we would have had the I got you signs for like that part, but we didn't. We made our own we got you signs.
Yeah, so we did put it up a few times, and I feel like he saw us.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just felt like he was a little bit off for that.
Yeah, I feel like
that's why he couldn't do Made for Us. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
And then I was just like, you know what? It's okay. We saw it last year. He did it in the sound check. The sign worked in the sound check. So perspective, right? Put it in perspective.
I have it on my Spotify.
I have it in video on the sound check. It's on Facebook if anybody wants to go watch it. I have it from last year as well. The song is really good. I really hope he puts it on the album. And if he doesn't, that's okay, because I have it on Spotify and my videos.
He hasn't really given us a date for the album, eh?
He has not. But apparently it's within reach, because that's why he did the listening parties, because he wants everyone's feedback. And as soon as he does it, he's getting it out there. He's going to put it out.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty good at doing that. Like when he says,
yeah, but I feel like this one,
this tour, I believe the album was supposed to be the Who I Am tour, and I believe this album was supposed to be released last year when this tour happened.
Yes, but so I think because of like the certain things that are happening, I think that's why.
Right, for sure.
And I think this now music has always been therapeutic for him, but I think even now more so. He even said in the concert, he's like, songwriting has really helped me put my feelings down more, and it's emotional kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And he's definitely been through a lot in the last few years. So
I think, writing has really helped him.
Yeah, so.
But all in all, a great 3 days.
Last year, didn't he?
Sorry?
He did Hurts to Love You in last year's tour, didn't he?
I feel like he did, but I feel like he may have taken it out as well.
Yeah, because that was a very emotional song for him to sing, and like.
Yeah, so I think when he got to us, I think he had already taken it out.
Yeah, so
because I'm like, I don't remember this song, hearing this song on the tour.
I remember hearing it last year. Like I definitely remember hearing it in Nashville, because I remember crying when it came on, and it was just like, and he was looking at me, and I was like, do not look at me right now, because I don't want you to cry. And it was just like, when he got it, but I don't think he should be performing it, and that's, I'm assuming, why he probably took it off.
Yeah, makes sense. It's emotional. Like you can't. It gets to you, right? Your mental health. Yeah. I understand.
Yep, for sure.
So all in all, 3 great days of concert fun / VIPs.
Yes, and hanging out.
I got lots of interaction
in a while, and
it was really wonderful. Just one thing, maybe don't tell people that you're going to do something and then don't do it, but it's okay. I am not.
Maybe he had a different
I just wanted to understand the thought process, and it's okay. Yeah, I don't need to.
Did it during your sound checks.
Exactly. So that was my perspective.
And he did acknowledge the signs.
He did acknowledge the sign both times in the sound check, and because he wouldn't have done the song if he didn't see the song.
I was pretty pissed off right after the concert, because
yes, you were very upset, and I was trying to make you feel better, but it didn't work.
Guy lied to us, but I'm like, I get it.
But yes, so all in all, great 3 days of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Great show. Nick always puts on a great show. I always feel like he's very energetic. It's really good.
It's fun. If you've only ever seen it with the Backstreet Boy concert, it's fun to see him solo and kind of like really shine and do a little more cheesy. I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It shows his personality. He's a goofball.
He's a goofball.
We love him.
He's a lovable dork. He's great. Yes. So yeah,
it's a lot of fun. And yeah, So great job, Nick. Thanks
And
for coming back to Toronto and Niagara Falls. We love you.
The album is going to be good if he even uses like a quarter, half of the songs that he had at the listening party. They're all pretty good songs. They're good songs. So it'll be a good album, and obviously we'll review it when it comes out. And I'll be actually curious to see that if any of those songs make the album, if I still have the same feelings for them afterwards than I do now, because obviously I will forget. So when we do that review, I'll pull out the paper and be like, oh yes, I liked this song. Oh, I hated this song, like whatever. And it's, you never know how it's going to sound different.
Exactly. It could change when they mix it. You never know what happens. They add something, they add some effects, some rain effects.
Storm one was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. I was like, oh, I like these effects.
Maybe they take away the effects, or I don't know.
You never know. Or like, yeah.
Maybe they, for Superman, maybe they put dun 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 dun, the song of Superman before. I don't know.
I don't think they can afford that.
They can't do that, but you never know. Maybe they could like change it up a little.
Who knows? But yeah, so those are all good songs.
Yeah.
We love Nick. We appreciate it.
We love Nick.
You, buddy.
Sometimes it's okay to say what you feel. It's okay, because that's part of being a fan.
Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't bad. Like, you know, he still did it. I appreciate that he did it, and he saw the sign in soundcheck.
Yes, so there you go. And you had that fun moment and the pure joy you guys had.
It was pure joy, and it was
you guys
great.
were like,
and we have a heart picture, and we have a hug picture.
Great.
And that's what it really, please and thank you. This is what the experience of Nick Carter fun is, right?
And honestly, like, I just think it's great that he does these events. And I think it's because a lot of artists will do VIPs, but some of them won't even take pictures with you.
Yes.
Or they will
like one artist has like take a picture with the venue stage and
the Jonas Brothers. They're like,
and
you're on the stage. I'm like, wow, a picture of the stage.
Dude, it's for free for like another event that we could go to. Yeah.
I feel like Bieber back in the day used to have like a cardboard cutout you could take a picture with. And I'm like, cool, I'm really glad I'm paying extra for this. So like the Backstreet Boys are really good at
so even though
in the VIPs.
Yeah, we're very lucky, right? Even though they're expensive, we're still pretty lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
They could really be like, we're not taking photos anymore.
Like fucking, what the hell was your name? Jennifer Lopez got canceled, but her VIP was something like $5,000. And I don't think did you get a picture with her? I can't remember.
I don't think
just Timberlake ones.
I think it was like food was involved and like backstage, maybe something like that.
Yeah. But still, I don't know.
Yeah, so we're like very lucky, even though we complain about those things. It's just because it's expensive. But like anything expensive, you know, it's going to cost money. But also they could add a couple things back.
They could. Yes, that's true. Anyways, we love you, Nick. We
love you, Nick. We appreciate you.
It's always nice to get it. If you have not gotten a Nick hug, you really, it's a nice moment.
It's nice to get a hug, and maybe he needs more hugs, right? Like, so we're there to provide.
Yes, you know, we'll provide my services whenever you need me, buddy.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. We enjoyed doing it.
We definitely did. I definitely was not looking up flights to California to go see him performing with O-Town, but it is very expensive, so we're not doing that.
Especially in California.
And it's not even like close to any airport. It's like
I know
Sacramento. I'm like, if it was close to LA, then maybe, but no, I'm like,
yeah, it's not even doable.
Like, obviously, I know Sacramento has an airport, but the flights there are not as cheap as to LA. So
I understand what you meant.
For anyone who is going to the rest of his tour, have an awesome time. He puts on a great show.
O-Town is so good too. You'll really love O-Town. So go and see them. You'll love it.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.